What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another segment of 50-20 Sports News for the Denver Broncos. Today we are going to be discussing just a brief little video on tight end Jake Butt. And the reason why I'm giving him his own video is because there's an interesting case to talk about here. He's an interesting player to talk about. And with all the stuff that's been going on with roster changes and all this, we're going to see if we really have room for him on this roster. It ain't going to be that long, but going to be brief. It's going to be interesting just to see what he does bring and what, if we were to keep him, what he could add, or if we should honestly just cut our losses. Anyways, that's it. Anyways, let's get on with this segment. This is 5280 Sports News. What's going on, Malha City? Welcome back to 5280 Sports News. I'm your host and anchor, Caleb Malden. Welcome back to a segment for the Denver Broncos. So, the Denver Broncos, of course, have to make roster changes because we are less than a week away from our first game against the Tennessee Titans. And one name that has been floating up in the air for a little while is tight end Jake Butt, who has not exactly been a great addition to the roster, at least not what we had hoped he would be. So I'm going to just give you a quick, brief rundown. If you don't know, he was drafted in the 5th round at pick 145 back in 2017. He was originally projected to be a 2nd or 3rd round pick. He was considered among the best of the tight end prospects coming out of that draft, but then he suffered a nasty ACL tear in the Orange Bowl of his senior year playing for Michigan, and his stock plummeted. He did undergo a successful surgery right before the draft, and the Broncos took him in the 5th round. Unfortunately, he was put on IR for the years. He was still recovering from that ACL injury, so he never played. 2018, he played about 5 games, and he suffered another ACL injury in practice, and he never played. And then 2019, this past season, he was suffering more complications from his ACL, and he did not play at all this past year. And now they say it appears as if he's finally healthy. The problem is now we have Noah Fant and Okwuegbunam on the same team. So that's the problem for him. He unfortunately now has to compete with 2 tight ends who are on the same roster as he is, or far better than he is, at least in my opinion, they're better. And now there's a question of, does he have a place on the Denver roster? Well, does he? One argument that could really be made for him staying is that we've never really gotten to see what he can bring. We've never gotten to see what he is. I mean, he is 6'6", 250. That's a good size for a tight end. But at the same time, that could also be an argument against him. Like, we've never seen what he is, but that's precisely it. He's never really been healthy. And we could use the extra roster spot. Who knows? Maybe we'll need a backup tackle considering our O-line situation. Maybe we'll need another guard or center. Maybe we'll need some help in the defensive secondary. And what is to say that losing Jake Butt would honestly hurt that much? I mean, again, he's been hurt. He hasn't even played half a season here in Denver. He's not really done a lot for this team. Now, granted, and it isn't exactly like you're losing a first-round draft pick that you drafted high on and just complete belly flopped. I mean, it is just a 5th-round pick, so it's not like we're losing a ton of pedigree here. And again, we already have 2 tight ends on the roster that the coaches are really high on in Okwuegbunam and Fant. And also, we just signed Van Nett from the Steelers, who is going to help bolster the blocking tight end position. So, does Jake Butt really have a spot on this team? In my opinion, not really. I mean, if he's fully healthy, I say let him go to another team that really could use him and let him shine there. And my best to him, I wish him all the success. I hope he does really well. But if that place is not with the Broncos, it's okay. He's had a ton of injuries. He's never been on the field a ton. And we haven't really gotten a ton of production from him. And now we have tight ends who can fill that void. So in my opinion, no, there isn't really a spot for him. then again, there is a chance he could just blow the coaching staff away. There's a chance that maybe he just shows that he's still got some great skill. Maybe he could be one of the best tight ends on this team. There's a shot. There's still a chance he could prove that. I doubt it because, again, they said now he's finally healthy. The problem is, here's the thing. In the NFL, it is not a very patient league, especially when it comes to positions like that. They're not going to just sit around and wait for you to get healthy and then just let you go into the spot. If you're always hurt and you're not getting on the field, they will get someone else to replace you. They will get someone else to come in and fill your spot. It's the way the league is. And that's exactly what Denver did. I don't know if Jake Butt is going to be on the roster. I don't know if you could trade him for anything. I doubt you could get any capital for him because of the injury problems. We might just have to cut our losses. We might just have to honestly dump him and just see what happens. And again, I wish him all the best. I hope he goes to another team and maybe he'll be a good tight end there. But we have a really good tight end in Noah Fant, and we may have another good one in Okwuegbunam. So I don't see the point in keeping Jake Butt. I don't want to be like the Chicago Bears and have like 10 or 11 tight ends. I don't want to have all those tight ends and then not do anything with them. They're already shedding depth at the tight end position. Could Jake Butt prove himself? Possibly. But I'm going to bet against it. And that's just because injuries, unfortunately, are part of the game. Again, sometimes, like I said in my last video about the Broncos, sometimes injuries in the NFL are just roll the dice. Maybe you'll get a lucky roll and you're an Iron Man, or you don't, and you can't catch a break. It's unfortunate, and it's not all his fault, but I think this team needs to move on. Anyway, guys, that's just my opinion. Please let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Please be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'll put the links down in the description below. I'll have a few more videos coming out for you guys real quick. A few events are happening in the sports world. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Football is almost back. I'm excited, guys. Hope you are too. Anyways, that's it from me. See you guys later.